What's up, everybody? You already know who it is. It's DripGodDero, and I'm back at you guys with another banger. So in today's video, we will be doing another episode of Star Bench Cut. The players in today's episode are Andrew Wiggins, Anthony Edwards, and Brandon Ingram. Now, before I even get into it, first and foremost, I want to say happy Thanksgiving to all you guys. And I'm thankful that you guys subscribe to the channel, watch the channel, and just, all the support that you guys do show me in the channel, be it comments, likes, whatever it is. So I'm thankful for you guys to that. And if you have never watched my Star Bench Cut episodes, let me explain how I actually rank these players. Now, I rank these players based on 3 different categories. The first category is the stats, because the stats tell you how efficient a player is or how inefficient a player is. The second category is the eye test, because it tells you how a player actually makes their money. Do they do a lot of pick and rolls, or are they more of a catch and shoot player? And last but not least is context. Context can be anything depending on the age of the player, the deficiencies that you can't really judge, such as IQ, things of that nature. But without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so to start off, Andrew Wiggins in the 2022-2023 season played 18 games, averaged 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 49.8 field goal percentage, 43.8 three-point percentage, and 70.3 free throw percentage. Now, his effective field goal percentage was 59.7, his PER was 17.8, and his win shares was 1.6. Next up is Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards in the 2022-2023 season played 19 games. He has averaged 22.1 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, 3.8 assists, 45.9 field goal percentage, 35.4 three-point percentage. His free throw percentage is 70.5. His effective field goal percentage is 53.5%, and his PER is 14.5, and his win shares is 0.8. Alright, so the last of the bunch is Brandon Ingram. In the 2022-2023 season, Brandon Ingram has averaged 15 games. His average when it comes to points is 20.8. His average for rebounds is 5.1. His average for assists is 4.7. His field goal percentage is 47.2%. His three-point percentage is 46.7%. His free throw percentage is 86.8%. His effective field goal percentage is 53.2%. His PER is 18.8, and his win shares is 1.3. Now, I'm going to put all of the stats right here, and y'all tell me who y'all think won the stats category. Now, me personally, it's pretty tough between Andrew Wiggins and Brandon Ingram. Now, me personally, I think I might have Brandon Ingram above Andrew Wiggins just because of the free throw percentage. I feel like that's the area that really stands out between the two, the free throw percentage. So in the stats category, I would have Brandon Ingram first, Andrew Wiggins second, and Anthony Edwards third. But without further ado, let's move on to the eye test. All right, so we all switched over, and as you guys can see, there is a button right here where this mouse is at. It says subscribe, man. And why don't y'all subscribe to the motherfucking boy, man? Come on, man. Subscribe to the channel. I'm making NBA great quality content, man. And if you really fuck with it, subscribe to the boy, man, because I'm making bangers. So let's get right into it.
Coach Karan Godwin, and these are the Ball Hog Gloves training products. We have everything you need, from ball handling gloves, bump pads, shooting eggs, and cones. Go to ballhoggloves.com. God first, work until.
Curry and Thompson and Green and Wiggins did not play in their last game.
Good cut.
And Wiggins with fresh legs as
Good
a result.
baseline cut.
They find a way to still be in ball games and win most of them.
Here's Wiggins inside, kicks it cross court to Thompson. Butter.
That's outstanding offense.
Wiggins, Looney got
Easy
it.
pass.
A 26 and a 30-point effort. And his last two, here's Green out front. Nice pass to Wiggins. Boy, all you have to do is cut, and he'll find you. Pardon me, he was in health and safety protocols and found himself out of the rotation for a while. Wiggins from deep knocks down another three. Lamb out top. Wiggins off the screen, got into the lane, a little Euro.
Nice Euro stuff. That was a good Euro stuff, boy.
I like that. Jackson got caught up in the air and turned it over. Wiggins in a rush through the cut.
And one.
Draymond slips the screen. Wiggins from the wing.
Easy.
Oh, it did a victory lap.
And players were just going in and out of the lineup. And Reggie told me that after he had 6 points against Dallas, he got a text from Paul George, his longtime friend, saying he wanted to see him smiling and dancing again.
It's an outstanding job of defending without fouling.
Nice.
Oh, nice cut, man. They keep leaving them open, man. They keep losing him. They keep losing Wiggins, man. They better stop playing.
Got it. Now Poole. We had Zubats on a mismatch. Wiggins fires the three.
Ooh.
It's been that kind of night for Andrew Wiggins, up to 26. Dante DiVincenzo kicks it out to Poole. Cross court to a wide open Wiggins. That's been his spot. That jumper is wet. Curry and Clay teaming up for 37.
Good defense.
And they took Powell's cornbread. Wiggins with 31 for fun. Steph just heard you. He says, I'm taking Andrew with me. Powell into the paint.
Oh, good block.
Wiggins and Brown with an emphatic
He recovered
foul.
it. All right, so my thoughts on Andrew Wiggins. Now, me personally, I feel like the thing I like the most about his game is how he was just taking what the defense gave him. We seen a lot of open, just catch and shoot threes from him, which is great, which shows that he is taking what the defense is giving him. He's not forcing a lot of shots. And when he actually needed to actually use his athleticism, which we all know he has a lot of, he did use them. He did use it, such as the Euro steps and things of that nature. So I definitely like that. I like how we seen that nice block that showed off his athleticism, as I was speaking about before. And I also like how we seen that steal. So we seen a nice sample size of everything that that Andrew Wiggins can provide. He does play pretty good defense. He is pretty athletic. As we seen, he was definitely deadly from the catch and shoot position. So definitely good sample size and good highlights in general, just showing everything that he is capable of doing. But let's move on to Anthony Edwards. All right, so we switched over to Anthony Edwards highlights. And all of these highlights are from ZH Highlights, just so you know, so we can have some sort of cohesion with the highlights. And let's get right into it.
These are the Ball Hog Gloves training products. We have everything you need, from ball handling gloves, bump pads, shooting eggs, and cones. Go to ballhoggloves.com. God first, work until.
Magic team. Wagner into the paint and turns it over.
Good steal. We starting the highlights off with a steal.
Anthony Edwards,
just pull up, right in his face. Easy money.
Pounds tangled up.
What was Rudy Gobert doing? I'm not trying to. I know this ain't highlights for Rudy Gobert, but what was he doing? Let's continue.
Edwards behind the screen from Gobert.
Easy pull up.
That's 2 threes for Anthony Edwards. Flip shot. McDaniels rebounds and pitches it ahead to Russell.
Oh,
Edwards high above the rim. Anthony Edwards, 8 early points for Minnesota.
Really moving the ball up and down the floor quickly.
Catch and shoot, right side. Oh boy, another 3 for Edwards. Look out. Lachlan, the backup point guard. Edwards bounces it to Towns.
Oh, that's easy.
Edwards, the jumper, that's good for 2.
Against Miami Senior, who's Boyd Anderson. And I vowed to our team right after that game that we will be back, and we got back, and we got it done.
I just had good players. I had a very, very good player.
I think you did. Gobert.
Yeah.
I think you really did.
3-time Mr. Basketball in the state of Florida.
And a Carolina guy.
Yep.
Edwards has it. Here he comes to the open floor. Prince will attack.
Oh.
Finger roll it in, and a foul on Schofield.
Okay.
Contest, but then nobody there to box out Schofield on the bottom.
Energy and effort. It's not about size all the time. And that was just an effort play.
The step back.
Face right time. Oh, my
Nice.
Look out.
Nice, boy.
Anderson flashing it in the middle. Edwards fumbled the dribble, got it back. Prince with the shot clock ticking down, scoops it around Schofield. That was a contested 3 that Wagner knocked down. Playing his own again. Edwards cranks up.
And that was contested as well. But it's just too late. He's a hot player. Once
They just play hard.
Oh, arms and legs fly in every direction. Rebounded by Edwards.
Stay up.
What a nice pass by Edwards to a streaking Karl Anthony Towns.
But here again, offensively, Magic, you don't want to just settle. You don't want to just think we can get back by 3. The Timberwolves will call a timeout in the first 5 minutes.
Edwards, door closed by Bole. Towns a 3. Got it. Contested by Bamba.
These threes that they don't need to take.
A lot of time left, even in the third quarter. Edwards.
Oh, nice drive. Nice drive.
Emerald 6'5". Elbert over 7.
Oh.
Edwards comes peeling off the screen.
He caught the ball, one dribble, and attacked the rim. You know, it's just the mentality, and he just had to get back to that.
Yep. Here he goes again.
Just
This
pull
time
up in
he'll
his
take the
face,
long
man.
3, and that's good. He's got 32.
That's tough.
Edwards.
That's Anthony Edwards
Ball
for you,
switched
though.
out on him.
Just
Shot
pull up
over
in your
the
face, bro.
Anthony Edwards, 35 in the game.
This is where you need a point guard that can just take it and
Oh,
go.
good defense. All right, so my thoughts when it comes to Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, he's pretty much a jack of all trades style of player. He can do it all in a sense. But the thing that really holds him back, in my opinion, is just that he tends to get too shot happy. And I know y'all seen it, and I know these are highlights, so we are only seeing the shots that he made. But he tends to take a lot of shots that are contested. And that can definitely lower your stats, which we've seen in the stats category earlier. So that's my only gripe against him. But the things that I do like when it comes to him is his driving ability. We didn't really see as much of it in these highlights, but I like when he actually does drive the ball extra hard to the rim, and we see that he can take some contact when he does actually drive the ball. He is very athletic, and yeah, that's my thoughts on him. He does tend to get a little shot happy, but other than that, definitely a great player, athletic, plays defense. I don't think his defense is as good as Brandon Ingram's or Andrew Wiggins, but definitely a good young player. But with that being said, let's move on to our last player, Brandon Ingram.
Godwin, and these are the Ball Hog Gloves training products. We have everything you need, from ball handling gloves, bump pads, shooting eggs, and cones. Go to ballhoggloves.com. God first, work until.
Which will be the first team to score 15 points.
Oh, okay. Hey, I forgot to note this. These highlights are actually on the Warriors, so hopefully we actually get to see some plays where Andrew Wiggins is actually guarding Brandon Ingram. But let's continue. I just wanted to give that note.
Warriors or Pelicans, you can scan the QR code to vote. As a tough leader by Brandon Ingram. This one tonight, final game of a 6-game homestand.
Oh,
In which they've got 3-2 so far. Brandon Ingram. It's a tantalizing prospect. Here comes Zion backdoor. The kick. Ingram.
Nice shot.
Unable to put it down. The offensive rebound, however, by McCollum. Here comes Ingram.
Oh, nice drive
on this Golden State defense.
It's going to have to be precise execution on offense for Golden State to create opportunities.
Got that boy jumping. Hold on, y'all. He got that boy jumping, boy. They don't know how to guard this man.
Offensively, textbook fake. 27 games that he missed last year. Already he's missed 4 this year with the concussion. As boy, Dyson Daniels finding a seam. This is such a young second unit, and it was interesting what Steve Kerr told us before the game. He said, I have been unfair as Brandon Ingram hits the 3. I have been unfair to our bench guys. Couldn't squeeze it. And then Nance. What a disruptor he is defensively. Ingram taking flight.
Nice layup.
Brandon Ingram has 20 and a half. DiVincenzo lost it. 3-on-3, Ingram getting back. Alvarado, corner 3. Before the February deadline to address the issues that
oh my God.
Second unit as Ingram
that defense though. I know that wasn't Ingram, but oh my God. Did y'all just see that block? That's wild.
Ahead of the field, this is McCollum spotting up. Dante DiVincenzo missed a handful of games with a hamstring, so they're not all young, Dennis, with that second unit.
Oh.
Ingram exploding to the cup.
Warriors front office owes it to Dre, Steph, and Clay at 32, 32, and 33 as D.I. to the rim. My goodness, that was nice.
Just fitting into what they were trying to accomplish, he might have been one of the biggest beneficiaries as a result. So now different team with him on that second unit, but still the same consistency from Ingram.
Oh, you wonder how much longer when you see Brandon Ingram.
All right, so my thoughts when it comes to Brandon Ingram, man. Brandon Ingram, he gives you the best of everything, man. He has a nice mid-range game, which I feel like both Andrew Wiggins and also Anthony Edwards didn't really show or don't really have as polished in a sense. So that's something I definitely like when it comes to Brandon Ingram. And also, he's a great driver and just a great shot maker in general. When his drive does get stopped, he can always put you in a post and shoot over you and things of that nature. And I feel like he's the best when it comes to that. Also, I feel like another underrated part of his game is his passing. But if I was to rank these 3 players when it comes to the eye test, I would have Brandon Ingram at number 1, Anthony Edwards at number 2, and Andrew Wiggins at number 3. But let's get to the context aspect of this video. All right, so let's get to the context when it comes to Andrew Wiggins. Now, Andrew Wiggins is the oldest of the bunch. He is actually 27 years old, so he is in his prime in a sense. And with that being said, he's had over 8 seasons in the league, so with him having all that, it gives him more experience than Brandon Ingram or Anthony Edwards especially. I feel like that's something we need to note. Another thing we do need to note when it comes to the context is that Andrew Wiggins has the best point guard in the NBA playing with him. He literally has Steph Curry on his team. And with that, that takes a lot of the eyes off of him. And you can kind of tell that just based on his 3-point attempts per game. Now, he is actually averaging 6.7 3-point attempts per game, which is a lot. And that's not a knock to him. That's actually a good thing when it comes to him because he's shooting 43.8% from 3, which is great, which is literally great. So that's actually something that we do need to note. And I feel like that's something that we do have to give him a thumbs up on. 43.8% from 3 on like almost 7 attempts per game. That's good shit. That is good shit. But like I said, we do have to give benefit of the doubt also that he does have Steph Curry on his team. He does have Klay Thompson on his team. Now, I know Klay Thompson has, taken a step back, but it's still Klay Thompson. Just off his name, people go respect him from the three and things of that nature. So that's something we need to have some context with. Now, defensively, I think he may actually be the best defensive player out of this bunch as well. So that's another thing that we do need to note and give him his props on. He is the best defensively out of this bunch. But next up, let's talk about Brandon Ingram and give context when it comes to Brandon Ingram. Now, Brandon Ingram, he is 25 years old. So he's had around like 6 years in the NBA, which isn't too bad. And me personally, I feel like if I was to start a team around Andrew Wiggins or Brandon Ingram, I might want to start it with Brandon Ingram because me personally, this is just my opinion. I feel like Brandon Ingram, he has a higher capability of being that first man on the team when it comes to winning a championship. I don't really think Andrew Wiggins is that guy. And I know that's just, subjective to my opinion, but that's definitely what I think. Another thing that I want to note that's actually has some stats behind it is that thing that I really like about Brandon Ingram is his ability to drive the ball. Now, he actually gets fouled around like 5 times per game, which is higher than Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins, he only attempts around 2.1 free throw attempts per game. So that shows that he doesn't really get fouled too much. He isn't really, driving hard to the basket or really putting a lot of pressure on the defense. And I feel like that's something we do need to know when it comes to Brandon Ingram. How well-rounded he is and how he also does get to the line. And I feel like that's definitely important if you're building a team around a player. Last but not least, let's talk about Anthony Edwards. Now, my thoughts on Anthony Edwards is that, man, the one thing that holds him back is just inefficiency. And this inefficiency just stems from him taking bad shots. Now, he does tend to take shots where he's smothered defensively and things of that nature. And due to that, it makes his stats look bad. Now, he is only 21. That's something we do have to take into account. He is only 21 years old. And Andrew Wiggins is 27. Brandon Ingram is 25. So that's literally like 6 years of growth against Anthony Edwards. And who knows when Anthony Edwards is 25 or when he is 27, he may be leagues ahead of these players. We never know. Defensively, I think Anthony Edwards is the worst of this bunch. I'd have Andrew Wiggins at number 1. I'd have Brandon Ingram at number 2. And I'd have Anthony Edwards at number 3. So that's my thoughts when it comes to defense. And also when it comes to IQ, I think I'd have Brandon Ingram at number 1. I'd have not Anthony Edwards, but I'd have Andrew Wiggins at number 2. And I'd have Anthony Edwards at number 3. And once again, we can attribute this to his youth. But who would I start? Who would I bench? Who would I cut? As of right now, in 2022, I would start Brandon Ingram. I would bench Andrew Wiggins. And I would cut Anthony Edwards. Now, I know a lot of y'all not going to like this, man. But I'm just judging this off of this year, man. And this year, Anthony Edwards, his stats just not looking that great, man. It's looking like he chunking the ball a lot, and the efficiency is just not there for me compared to Brandon Ingram or Andrew Wiggins. But y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments down below. Like the fucking video, comment on the fucking video, subscribe to the fucking channel, and I'm out. Peace.